Chardley friends, most people will be aware of the recent Extinction Rebellion protests across the United Kingdom, but predominantly the London protest which made news headlines across the world. These protests divided opinions as to the motives of Extinction Rebellion, but now questions are being asked about whether such things as Extinction Rebellion are actually blocking participation in climate activism from BAME people. Recently, the mother of Ella Kissy Deborah, who sadly died aged 9 due to a fatal asthma attack, which it is believed was brought on by illegal levels of pollution, has said that people from BAME communities feel barred from joining in with such groups due to a number of reasons. These include from being arrested, which was actually a goal of Extinction Rebellion, to get as many protesters arrested as possible and thereby gaining attention in the mainstream media, to worries about not being paid, as it will be impractical for many of them to take time off work due to the fact that many of them are on low pay, some of them are on no pay. And if they are poor, then they'll have to prioritise payment before planet. The Mayor of London's office has openly stated that BAME communities are more susceptible to such health issues, and that more needs to be done to tackle these issues and to change this. There are new special low and ultra low emission zones in London, and drivers there face greater fines for pollution, although there has been a strong backlash against this, as reported on an episode of Good Morning Britain, where a survey into the favourability of these zones was almost 100% negative, and the Mayor of London looked like an absolute pillock. But then what's new? Whatever is done, it might not be enough to save the planet, with scientists saying that we might have already passed the point of no return, and that the Paris Agreement might only be achieved in 2050 or beyond that point, and the probability of this happening is not too favourable. Is it all going to be in vain? The issue of climate change affects all of us. Yet how much of the countryside and green belt is being churned up for development because we must build homes? It is well known that without mass immigration into the UK and the white flight from cities to outer areas, the population in the United Kingdom would be falling to a point where we could possibly balance out the population infrastructure ratio and not have to demolish trees and turn up the countryside. Yet because of the EU and simpleton MPs, the countryside is churned up. That doesn't exactly impact positively on the emotional and physical health of children like Ella and also future generations. Less people, less development, and more common sense are the only things that will prolong planet Earth in the long run. You cannot add people and yet expect lower carbon footprints in any area. It's like entrusting a career thief with the safety of the crown jewels. Ah well, this is Clown World. Honk honk. Chardley friends.